the CBS Sports Spec here right after. But George, first of all, on my left is a fellow who is about ready to set a record. He's going to tie Jethro Pugh. Larry Cole will play in his 23rd playoff game. And Larry, welcome. We're delighted to have the chance to visit with you.
Well, thank you, Vince. I'm glad to be here.
Now, we have an outstanding defensive player and an outstanding defensive coach. So, George, I know there's something you're bursting to ask Larry.
Well, first of all, I want to tell Larry that we've enjoyed competing against you over the years, and you've done a fine job this year. I want to ask you the one thing. 3rd and 2, you made a big play on John Riggins. I think if the Redskins pick up that first down, you don't get a chance to come back, Larry.
Well, I think we feel, in our defense that, when we come into a tight situation at the end of the game is that we've done our job if we give the ball back to the offense so they have a chance to do something with it. And you give them one first down and you run out of time. So it turned out to be a great play, and those scripts are only good unless when you score at the end, when it all comes out, and then you get to be considered, making a big play for it.
Larry, alongside of you will be John Dutton tomorrow. How long does it take to get a new man to fit into the flex?
Well, normally, a rookie coming in, it takes 2 years. Of course, John's experienced. He's played for a number of years, and he's picked it up real well. I think, he's learning to go to his position, but then going out and making a play after that. Our flex isn't that complicated. It's just that you have to go to a set position, the snap of the ball, and then start playing football.
Larry, of the 22 previous playoff games you've been in, is there one moment that stands out, one never forgettable time in your life?
Well, I'd have to say the happiest moment in my life was when we won Super Bowl VI against Miami, and the play that stands out was, I believe it was in about the first quarter where Greasy went back to pass, and Bob Lilly was coming from the right side, and I was coming from the left side, and he turned to his right to scramble, and then I was on the left side, and then he turned to his left, and Bob had him there. And it was like you were suspended in time. It was like everything just stopped. And he went back, and I think by the time we got him, it was a 29-yard loss. And I think that turned out to be, a turning point of the game as far as, our confidence. And I think we went in and, controlled the game after that. And, that's a play that you remember. And there were a lot of plays that have gone against us, too.
Well, that was just one moment in the life of Larry Cole. There'll be many more tomorrow against the Los Angeles Rams. Now for George Allen and for Larry Cole, a reminder, Dick Stockton and the CBS Sports Spectacular will be coming right from here as well. Let's go back to the NFL today at Tampa Bay.
All right, Ben, we are back now in Tampa. And Jimmy, what about the Rams? How much improved are they since that earlier massacre in Dallas?
Well, they're in a little better condition, and Ferragamo, of course, has taken Hayden's place. Defensively, it will be, that's where the Rams have to do it. They've got Youngblood and Dreyer have to do a big job on Staubach.
Miami and Pittsburgh, of course, will be the first game tomorrow, Jimmy, and how do you evaluate that one?
I'll tell you, the first 7 players defensively for both Miami and Pittsburgh are almost dead even right at this moment. For Miami to win it, Tony Nathan on the special teams has got to do a big job, because offensively Pittsburgh with Bradshaw, their offensive line, their running game, they're just too physical for Miami. But Nathan can break the game wide open for Miami.
All right. Well, one thing, I had a chance to talk to Don Shula the other day, and he certainly would like to close out the 70s as he began it, and that's with a Super Bowl triumph. We're going to take a look at the Los Angeles Lakers and the Boston Celtics as the NFL Today continues on CBS live from Tampa in just a moment.
Join the performing arts finest as they salute 5 most extraordinary talents. The Kennedy Center Honors, Saturday on CBS at 8, 7 Central and Mountain.
This is CBS.
Like our Tampa Bay BUCS, Datsun has the winning combination for the 80s. I'm Mark Champion. Jerry Ickwit and I have been driving the 1980 Datsuns. And Jerry, what do you think of the new 200SX?
Mark, is like scoring a game-winning touchdown.
You'll love its performance on the road and at the pump. An all-new fuel-injected engine, more power, less fuel, and take your pick of hardtop or hatchback. Buy America's most valuable cars now at your Gulf Coast Datsun dealer.
This is the story about a family looking for the right home. A family a lot like yours. They shop around, visit a number of different communities, and talk with several builders around town. Then they discover a U.S. home. Well, there's something special about a U.S. home. We're the nation's largest home builder. Bring your entire family to see a U.S. home today. You'll see why.
America calls us home.
Why have over 1 million people Midas-sized their brakes? Was it because they know Midas has brake mechanics that are specially trained? Was it because they know Midas has the right brake parts in stock? Or was it because they know Midas has over 20 years' experience under the car? Well, whatever the reason, it certainly was no accident.
There are 12 Bay Area Midas shops to serve you. WTVT, Tampa, St. Petersburg.
Halftime continues in Tampa, and last night in the Forum in Inglewood, California, it was a rematch. Larry Bird, now with the Boston Celtics, against Magic Johnson, now, of course, with the Los Angeles Lakers. Not a ticket to be had. A sellout crowd in the Forum, and Kareem Abdul-Jabbar put the Lakers ahead as he rolled one up over the head of Dave Cowens. Now, Chris Ford is the leading three-point man in the NBA. Watch number 42 for the Celts get right behind that line and put it up, and the Celts took a lead early. With all the publicity that Johnson's getting, we sometimes overlook number 10, Norm Nixon, penetrating inside, keeping the Lakers right in the ballgame. Now watch Kareem draw the double team from Cowens and Bird and go over to smooth as silk Jamal Wilkes. We are still in the first period, and the Lakers were starting to exert themselves. Here is Kareem controlling down at the defensive end. Got a hand on it, and Nixon brings it back down the court for the Lakers. And again, it is Wilkes, and Los Angeles goes ahead. Boston has their fast break working again under Bill Fitch. Watch here now, Roby to Bird, and it'll be ML Carr. And this was one of the bright spots of the evening for the Celtics. Because beginning in the second period, the Magic Man, Johnson, began to take charge. Here he is coming in over the top of Cheney. Now watch Magic again. This time in the second half, go to work against Ford. Magic winding up with 23 points. And Spencer Haywood off the bench to stuff one over Larry Bird. And the Lakers beat the Boston Celtics by a score of 123-105, which sets up the rematch, and you'll see it on CBS. The afternoon of January 13th. The Los Angeles Lakers and Magic Johnson will be in the Boston Garden to take on the Celtics and Larry Bird. Now, how about the action here from the first half? How about the Buccaneers? Their offensive line controlling the line of scrimmage for two long drives. And, of course, the big runner in the game has been Ricky Bell, formerly of USC. Dick Vermeil and the Eagles knew they were in for a battle. And here he came again, Bell. An 80-yard drive. And Tampa started to exert itself. Tony Franklin then had a long field goal, and it's off the fake, but the penalty brought it back. And Tampa came down the field with Doug Williams hitting Larry Mucker, who got to the Eagle 33-yard line. This time it's Doug going to Isaac Higgins to the Eagles' 11-yard line. And the most controversial play of the first half. It was ruled that Giles did not have control. Forget about his feet. The back judge said he did not control the ball. From here at this end of the field, it looked like a touchdown all the way. They settled for a field goal. Following the kickoff, Jaworski handing off to Montgomery and Wally Chambers cleaning up along with Crowder, and it was Chambers who was able to strip the ball from him. Chambers cost the Buccaneers dearly, first-round choice, but he's come through. And Ricky Bell ran it in for his second touchdown. It was 17-0 before late in the first half against John McKay. They got the break they needed. Sherry Robinson, the rookie from UCLA, picked off the deflected pass and got back to the 11-yard line, a 36-yard run back by Robinson. Jaworski, who has not been able to find Carmichael in the first half, then got the Eagles on the board by going to the other wide man, Charlie Smith. Shane, you were the only one who thought the Bucs might do it. Can they hold on?
I really thought that they would be better than most people thought, but I thought that they would miss Charlie Hanna, you know, more than they are. But it doesn't seem to be affecting them that much. And it also doesn't seem to be the same Philadelphia team that played Chicago last week. I thought that they would come on a lot stronger.
All right, the players are on the field. We're ready for the second half. And the NFL Today continues on CBS in just a moment with the Eagles trailing the Buccaneers 17-7.
It's official. Ford is the only major U.S. car maker with improved mileage ratings for every standard 1980 model made in America.
Better ideas for the 80s. Better ideas from Ford.
Improved mileage for Fairmont, the right idea for today. For Mustang, America's best-selling sports car. And for value-packed Pinto. Improved mileage ratings for every 1980 Ford car and light truck made in America. That's a better idea you can take to the bank.
Better ideas from Ford.
I do the Continental to ensure my accidental.
We do the Continental to ensure our residential.
I do the Continental to ensure my developmental. They can insure all I have to insure.
I do the Continental to ensure my instrumental.
I do the Continental to ensure my transportational.
Join the over 4 million satisfied Continental insurance policyholders.
Do the Continental.
Hi, I'm Pat Summerall, and this is the ultimate souvenir of sports' biggest event, the official Super Bowl 14 game program. It contains dozens of photos and features, a week-by-week review of the 1979 season, and scouting reports of the Super Bowl teams. This is the same 144-page program that will be sold on Super Sunday. So order yours now by sending a check or a money order for $3 each to Super Bowl number 14, P.O. Box 15, Houston, Texas 77001. Allow 3 weeks for delivery after the game. This is Pat Summerall. We showed you a lot of United Way stories this season, but here's a special one with Steve Wilson of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers that none of us will forget.
I sat in with parents who had adopted special children. I met one little boy named Tommy. He's got a new mom and dad. I know Tommy will never be able to hear or speak like the rest of us, but in his own way, he lets you know how he feels.
Thanks to them, and thanks to you. It works for all of us. The United Way.
The preceding announcement was furnished as a public service by the National Football League. The NFL on CBS. Today's playoff game is sponsored by Radio Shack, the nationwide supermarket of sound for more than 50 years. Ford and your Ford dealers, who bring you the better idea cars and trucks for the 80s. And by GTE. GTE is telecommunications and a whole lot more.
Bert Gowdy, Hank Stram, Tampa Bay Stadium. Tampa Bay in the orange or dark will kick off. Wally Henry, the bounding ball. Fielded by Giamana. He's up to the 25 and is stopped at the 30. Louis Giamana. He is the nephew of his coach, Dick Vermeil. Well, the Eagles last week shut out the Bears in the second half with a clutch defensive performance. Now they have to come out here as a different ball club to overtake Tampa Bay. Look at the stats, all in favor of Tampa Bay. Look at the offensive plays, 42-19, and the possession time, nearly 21 minutes to a little over 9. So Tampa Bay dominated this first half. The Eagles on their 30 with a first down.
The Eagles are a very well-disciplined team, and they have to be patient and just keep their nose to the grindstone and do what they felt they could do going into the football game, Kurt.
Well, they get an opening that time, up to the 39-yard line. Wilbert Montgomery, that's the first time he's broken one for any distance at all. Jarris White tackled him. He had only 4 yards in the first half in 6 carries. And that time he picked up 8.5. So it's second down 2. Philadelphia on their 38. They have not hit Carmichael with a pass. Not gone to him once yet. He holds the all-time streak. Leroy Harris banged down at the 40-yard line. On him was David Lewis, the left linebacker. Number 57, who's been a stick-out in the first half. First down for the Eagles on their 40. That's the safety man. Danny, I hate fair kicks Reese. Jaworski, first down. Bays throws it to Carmichael. There's his first catch of the game. Look at him get away. Hayes at the 40, 35 to 30, 25, and inside the 20. The flag goes down, and the Eagles are cooking now. Cecil Johnson pulled him to the grass. Carmichael has now caught a pass in all his 3 playoff career games.
They quickly fake to the left and then throw a quick screen to the outside to Carmichael. David Lewis, number 57, had the shot at the tackle but missed him. Carmichael really does a good job of running the football down the sideline and is finally tackled there by Cecil Johnson, number 56.
Of course, he has the regular season streak going, the all-time record.
Offense, number 84. Personal foul, clipping.
Presley slipped on
First down.
play. Carmichael's caught passes in 112 state regular season games. Playoff games will not count. He'll have to pick up his streak when the season opens next year. That puts the ball back to the 36-yard line of Tampa Bay. Philadelphia coming right out. Tampa Bay 36. They give the ball to Montgomery. And he's flattened at the 35-yard line of Tampa Bay. Hit by Dewey Selman, who, by the way, is getting a doctorate in ancient philosophy, and his brother Leroy is a banker. Second down.
You know, they ran that play from the left halfback position all the way over to the right side. It's a long way to hold blocks against this team, the way they pursue or react and gang tackle. They didn't succeed in making much yardage on a play, specifically just a yard.
Second down, 9.
Passing formation.
Slot left. They give it to Montgomery. He's 30. Montgomery moving now. He's to the 26. Montgomery looking like a different back here in the second half. David Lewis brought him down, and now an uneasiness growing here in the Tampa Bay crowd.
Well, this is basically a passing formation, and in the family of the passing formation naturally is a draw play. They run the draw play that time very successfully, and now they're going to say what?
First down.
First down. There it is.
Well, the Eagles have started after the opening kickoff of the second half from their 30. They're now on the Tampa Bay 26. Carmichael's to the left. Charlie Smith flank to the right. Jaworski going to Smith. Broken up at the 10-yard line. Garris White, the left cornerback, number 45. Broke that one up. Second down, 10 for the Eagles on the Tampa Bay 26. 17-7. Tampa Bay leading. 11:58 to play in the third period. Jaworski has attempted 13 passes, completed 7 for 73 yards.
This team
out is Aaron Brown.
Philadelphia has to run some counters and some misdirection screens like they did earlier with good success to make this defense of Tampa disrupt itself a little bit with flow.
Well, they had a flow out. Trying to get to Wilbert Montgomery. Players were rolling out to the right. He threw the ball over the head of the sidelines to Montgomery with a couple of Buccaneers around, including Davy Lewis, you see there. And it's 3rd and 10 now. The Eagles ball on the Buccaneers 26. The Eagles 1 out of 4 on third down conversion. The Eagles had the National Football League's best road record in '79. They won 6 out of 8 games on the road. They were 5 and 3 at Veterans Stadium. Well, they don't care where they play. They're in a slot right. Got Kritzky in as a third wide receiver. Jaworski shoots it, and it's incomplete to Carmichael, and he was scissored in there. Boy, he was scissored there by Mike Washington and Cedric Brown.
They like to throw this slant pass to Carmichael, but he got a good shot there by Cedric Brown, number 34. Jarred the ball loose, falls incomplete.
On fourth down, Shira will hold on the 33. It'll make it a 43-yard attempt. If he kicks it, Tony Franklin has missed one field goal in the game. This one is up, and this one is good. Well, the Eagles have scored the last 10 points, 7 in the last 2 minutes of the first half, and they grabbed the first 3 in the second half with 11:44 to go in the third period. It is now 17-10 Tampa Bay.
Join me for a special occasion, the introduction of the ultimate LTD, the elegant new LTD Crown Victoria. The elegance surrounds you, and so does the quiet. You ride as quietly as in a Rolls Royce. Mileage? With automatic overdrive option, no competitor's full-size V8 surpasses LTD Crown Victoria's gas mileage ratings. The ultimate LTD, with the elegance, quiet, and mileage that'll make you proud to say, mine's the Crown Victoria.
Here's to good friends.
Merry Christmas.
Tonight is kind of special.
You guys, where do you think you're going? Merry Christmas.
The beer will pour. Must say something more somehow. So tonight,
well, it's been a good year. Sure.
I got it.
Here's to good friends.
Good friends.
What a way to begin 1980. 6th-ranked Houston taking on 8th-ranked Nebraska in the Cotton Bowl. 2 p.m. New Year's Day. You'll say you saw it on CBS Sports.
Tampa Bay will receive from the Eagles. Now when the Eagles go on defense, what do they have to do, Hank?
Well, I think they have to get away from the pattern they've established so far in the game. I think they got to blitz a little bit more on first down to disrupt the running angles and the running responsibilities of Tampa.
That's Higgins bringing the kickoff back. He is tackled there by Billy Campfield. Luya Giamona got him. That's the story. The Eagles went 45 yards. Their drive sputtered, and they kicked the field goal. They're right back in this game now. Tampa Bay has the ball on their own 22-yard line. So you think they have to blitz more on first down?
Yes, I do. I think they have to stop the run, and they just can't sit back on their haunches with a 3-4, the way they're running the football, and expect to stop them. They have to do a little bit of that to stop them on first down especially.
Each team has had only one turnover in the game. Bell again, his 24th carry. He's over the 25 to the 26-yard line. The all-time record for carries in a game is 41. That's any game. Held by Franco Harris of the Steelers. I think the playoff record is 37. This fellow may challenge the record today. He's carried the ball 24 times. I remember when they had O.J. Simpson out there, and they gave McKay the devil for letting him carry the ball too much. And he's, why do you let him carry it so much? He said, the ball's not heavy. He's the master of the one-liner. He and Abe Lemons in basketball. Bum Phillips of the Houston Oilers. Second down 7. There's Ricky Bell again. The master misses him. He goes out of bounds. He's earning it the tough way now. He's up to his 29. He'll bring up a 3rd and 3. Jerry Robinson drove him out of bounds.
Knocked out of bounds by Lemonster.
The Eagles are trying to keep Robinson free behind that line of scrimmage. He started as an outside linebacker. Well, they say he's not big enough for an inside linebacker. What'd you weigh, Bill? What'd you weigh?
I weigh 245.
Bill Berge, who's had knee surgery alongside me, weighed 245. Robinson comes in around 215. They like them bigger than that in the middle. Robinson to play. 3rd down. We're going to have to go out of the slot. Williams will run it. And he may have the first down as he dived forward to his 33-yard line. He's a mobile quarterback. Big, swift fella who can get out in a hurry on those sprint outs.
Bud Humphrey, that time, the defensive left end, 87, did a good job of trying to contain the play.
First down, Tampa.
But just didn't quite get there soon enough. And first down, Tampa.
Tampa Bay on their 33-yard line. They had a 17-0 lead. They were just flattening the Eagles. Then they threw an interception in their own territory in the last 2 minutes of the half. And since then, the Eagles have scored 10 points. Jaworski, the quarterback, thinking things over about what to do when he goes back on that field. Doug Williams with a tailback. Ricky Bell. Bell hammers it to the 37. Stopped by Dennis Harrison, the right end. Carl Harrison was injured in the first half. We'll try and get an official report on him. Charlie Johnson and Harrison both in on that last tackle. It is on the 37-yard line of Tampa Bay. They have a second down 6. Well, it's obvious their strategy now is ball control.
Well, that's what it was going into the game, and they did such a great job of that in the first half. As I mentioned earlier, Philadelphia has to do something a little different on defense to contain that run.
The up back has it. That's Johnny Davis, number 38. Davis is to the 39-yard line. He's an excellent blocker, his second year from the University of Alabama. And the tackle again by Dennis Harrison of the Eagles. Third down and 4. Here's a practice. The punter, Tom Blanchard, getting his leg loosened up in case he has to go in there and kick. Third and 4. Buccaneers on their 39. One back offense. The roll left, the pass, complete. Jarred loose, a fumble. Now they call it an incomplete pass. It was jarred loose. Isaac Higgins had the ball right in his stomach, and then the hit from behind jarred it loose. That was Herman Edwards who hit him.
Yes, he rolled to his left and got the ball to Higgins in good shape. Whistled it right in there like he had to have it. But Edwards comes up and makes the tackle. And the ball fell loose, incomplete.
Oh, the Buccaneers must relinquish the ball. Wally Henry's the safety man. Tom Blanchard to do the punting. Just his second punt. Driving spiral, Henry to the 13, to the 15, to the 20. 25, and he's dumped there at the 26-yard line. And covering that kick downfield was George Yarno, number 68. It'll be first down for the Eagles. Last time they had the ball, they moved 45 yards and then kicked the field goal. Timeout here at Tampa Bay Stadium. 8:22 remaining in the third quarter. It's a ball game now, 17-10, Tampa Bay.
Announcing a gas-saving breakthrough from Ford Motor Company. The first and only automatic overdrive transmission in any American-made car. When your car reaches about 40, Ford's new transmission automatically shifts into overdrive. The result? Your engine runs 1/3 slower for increased highway fuel efficiency. It's one of many engineering improvements that help 1980 Ford, Mercury, and Lincoln cars average over 120 more estimated highway miles than last year on 20 gallons of gas. That's incredible. Automatic overdrive at Ford, Mercury, and Lincoln dealers.
We're not just a couple of animals who can only play football. We can be civilized, too.
Tennis is sophisticated, but you still got to be fast on your feet. So we still drink light beer from Miller. It's got 1/3 less calories than the regular beer, and it's less filling.
And it really tastes great.
Now that we played singles, we're looking for a nice, friendly game of doubles.
Tennis, anyone?
Ooh-wee. Light beer from Miller. Everything you always wanted in a beer, and less.
That man has the largest coaching staff in the NFL, 10 assistants. Hard-working. They all worked Christmas Day. He gave them breakfast off. That's what they had on Christmas, breakfast, and that was it. There's Montgomery. Montgomery to the 29-yard line. 3 yards, and He could have been stopped at the line of scrimmage. He's running much better in the second half than the first half.
Well, only because he's had more room to run when he's had occasion to do that. That time they ran another counter play. They run that play 3 times. The first time with pretty good success. The next 2 times with just moderate success. They're trying to slow down the flow of the linebackers with that kind of a play, faking the fullback up the middle to slow down the linebackers and then try to get outside. It's difficult to get outside that way against Tampa Bay.
Second down, 7 for the Eagles from their 29. Play action pass. It's out. He's got Carmichael open, but it's high and over his outstretched fingertip. An incomplete job. Third down and 7. Bill Kolar was rushing the passer from the nose tackle position. 3rd and 7. Harold Carmichael. Go in there and play center for somebody. 6'8".
And he's wearing gloves out here today, too, Kurt, which is very unusual. I just don't know how in the world you can catch the ball consistently well when you wear gloves.
I don't know, but he's done it for 112 games. Well, you're right. I don't understand it.
I'm talking about the gloves. I'm not talking about the hands.
3rd down, 7. Try to throw for the first down right over the middle. It's incomplete at the 45-yard line of Tampa Bay. And he was trying to hit Wilbert Montgomery. It bounced off his hand. So the Eagles are stopped. And that would be interesting. I've never seen a player wear gloves in a warm weather game like this.
No, it's 70 degrees out here today. And so it's hard to understand why he would be wearing gloves with this kind of temperature.
Punt formation for Max Reniger, who did not even have a football scholarship. South Carolina, he kicks it away. Andy Reese watches the bounce go against the Eagles and is downed on the Tampa Bay 44-yard line. That was as good as a 10-yard return. Tampa Bay will have the ball on their 44 with a first down. 27-yard kick. All right, the clock has moved now to 7:18 remaining in the third quarter. Tampa Bay out in front by 7.
Do you know me? At the Berlin Olympics in 1936, I was the fastest man alive. Now, I travel the world at a slower pace. And always carry the American Express card. When I book a room with an American Express card assured reservation, I know my room will be waiting for me, even if I come in last.
To apply for a card, look for this display wherever the card is welcomed.
The American Express card. Don't leave home without it.
It's official. Ford is the only major U.S. car maker with improved mileage ratings for every standard 1980 model made in America.
Better ideas for the 80s. Better ideas from Ford.
Improved mileage for Fairmont, the right idea for today. For Mustang, America's best-selling sports car. And for value-packed Pinto. Improved mileage ratings for every 1980 Ford car and light truck made in America. That's a better idea you can take to the bank.
Better ideas from Ford.
Can the Magic Man pull a bird out of his hat? Sunday, January 13th, see the Lakers and Celtics at 1 p.m. Eastern. You'll say, you saw it on CBS Sports.
Kurt Gowdy and Hank Stram, Tampa Bay Stadium, Doug Williams, Grambling College. Really's only played a year and a half. He missed half the year last year with a fractured jaw, his rookie season. Has a spread backfield. Sends Ricky Bell in motion. Now he gives the ball to Isaac Higgins. He sputters around, comes over to 50, and is stopped at the 49 of Tampa Bay. Just a little hitch pattern out to Higgins. They wanted to get him one-on-one and let him go to work.
That's exactly what they did. They sent the halfback in motion on the other side, threw the ball away from the flow, back over here to Isaac Higgins, try to get a one-on-one, which they did, and they succeeded in making 7 yards on the play.
Second down, 3. The BUCS are the first NFL expansion team to win their division in their first 4 years since Cincinnati won the 1970 AFC Central Crown in only their 3rd season. Second and 3. There he comes again. He has the first down, Ricky Bell. For his 27th carry, he smashed into the bench. Jerry Robinson there. Some of the crowd booing, but nobody's unhappy about it. Jerry Robinson pats him on the rump. They knew each other well out there in L.A. Even though Ricky had come on. I think he played against him as a freshman in the UCLA-USC game. First down, Tampa Bay on the Philadelphia 42-yard line. 17-10. Tampa Bay leading. 6.5 minutes to play in the third quarter.
I'd throw the ball here again, Kurt, some way. I would get the ball up in the air and try to get a big play. Good chunk on first down.
And the pitch for Ricky Bell. Flag is down. They stop him this time on the 43-yard line. But they had a flag down. Doug Williams is following the official over, arguing it's against Tampa Bay, obviously. It's holding against Tampa Bay. Fred Silva will tell us all about it. Penalties, this will be the 7th penalty against Tampa Bay for 75 yards. The Eagles have had 5 penalties for 47 yards. As Claude Humphrey signaling, there they are. Claude Humphrey is signaling what the penalty's about to the Eagle bench. Talking about those expansion teams, it took the Dolphins 5 years to win a division, Minnesota 8 years, Dallas 7 years.
Offense, number 86, holding. First down.
That's called on Jim Obradovic. Once the Vikings, the Cowboys, and Miami, the expansion team, started to win their division, they kept it going. First down and 20. Tampa Bay on their 48-yard line. He fires it. It's completed to 38. Spinning inside the 35 down to the 32. It's Morris Owens. One of the alternate wide receivers with Larry Mucker and Reggie Wilkes put him down.
He rolls out to his right. Does not get very good depth. Delivers the ball right on the money to Morris Owens, 85. And he's tackled there by Reggie Wilkes, number 51.
Williams has been doing that today. After a penalty with 1st and 15 or 2nd and 20, he's come back and hit a pass to wipe it out and give him a first down.
Well, it's a good change of pace, too, because he's rolling out quite a bit, much more than I've seen him do in other games that we've worked against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Those are the first down. Flag goes down again. The play stops. Johnny Davis is on the 31-yard line. You saw the first downs. Everybody says, what do first downs mean? They mean nothing. Hank Stram thinks they mean something in a game.
Well, I really think that football at all levels of competition is a game of first downs. You have to march the ball down the field to make touchdowns. And you're not going to score from a long way out on very many occasions. So that's why it's so important to get the ball as close to the goal line as you possibly can. And you do that with first downs.
Offense, holding, number 86.
That's on Obradovic again. Second time in a row. They have detected holding on Obradovic.
You know, Tampa has run the ball so much in this game that I think they're at a stage in the contest where they can afford, especially with their being ahead like they are by 7 points, I think they can afford with good field position to throw the ball more on 1st and 10.
Tampa Bay has been caught holding 5 times. The Eagles, none. There goes Williams to the 40. And he goes down at the 36-yard. Notice him pointing out, trying to get a block from somebody. Get this man. Take him out. He picked up 6 on that play. Jerry Robinson was drifting over there laterally with him. They didn't take him out. He's a shadow.
But moving the pocket like he has been really puts a lot of pressure on the defense. And once you get outside of the containment like he did that time, you have the option to run or pass. And, of course, that's one of the greatest plays in football.
We're down to 4:50 to play in the third period. 17-10, Tampa Bay leading. Morris Owens brought a player. Right left. Straight ahead is Ricky Bell and Charlie Johnson wrapped him up as he tried to slide by him. Johnson, number 65. They'll spot it on the 33-yard line of Philadelphia. A 3-yard gain is 3rd down 11. Well, they've gone wild here. Well, we had the Orange Crush out in Denver. This is the Orange Wave in Tampa Bay, by the Bay. The snooker running and all's right with the world. 17-10. Tampa Bay leading. 3rd and 11. Still a little bit behind here. Isaac Higgins, the intended receiver, number 81. 4th and 11. And the punting team is coming on. Tom Blanchard, who kicked for Hank Stram when Hank was coaching the Orleans. In fact, he retired at one time. Hank talked him back into the game.
You know, the other thing you have to remember about Tom Blanchard is the fact that he was a very outstanding quarterback at the University of Oregon, and he throws the ball extremely well and can be your extra quarterback, a disaster quarterback, but he plays that position much, much better than people think he can.
Aiming it for the far coffin corner, and it is a touchback into the end zone. Just missed. That's Blanchard's 26th touchback of the season, more than twice of any other punter in the league. His punch just seemed to find the end zone.
I'm surprised that he kicked it to the right. He had a much better angle to the left.
17-10, Tampa Bay.
We do the Continental to ensure our apartmental.
I do the Continental to ensure my accidental.
I do the Continental to ensure my Orientals.
They can insure all I have to insure.
I do the Continental to ensure my instrumental.
I do the Continental to ensure my transportational.
Join the over 4 million satisfied Continental Insurance policyholders.
Do the Continental. Trying.
By trying harder to save you money, Avis introduced low See America rates.
Keep on trying, America. The effort is really everything. We keep on trying, America.
Because we keep trying, more Americans can afford to see more of America.
At Avis, we don't give up. Trying.
Tonight on CBS, don't miss the star-studded spectacular The Kennedy Center Honors. Join Hollywood's greatest stars in a tribute to Aaron Copland, Ella Fitzgerald, Henry Fonda, Martha Graham, Tennessee Williams. And then see the CBS News special, American Dream, American Nightmare, the 70s, with correspondent Harry Reid. It's all on CBS tonight. First down, Philadelphia Eagles on their 20-yard line. Late in the 3rd quarter, and the Eagles are trailing 17-10. Leroy Harris turns the corner. Carries that ball one-handed out of bounds on his 27-yard line. He's driven out by the Batman, Richard Wood, who's quite a drummer.
That's the first time they've run that kind of a play. It was a quick pitch out to the fullback, but it's a lot easier to get outside from that formation and to do it quickly than to try to bring the ball over from the right halfback position and try to get outside that way. It takes too much time away against the way this team flows and responds to what they see.
The Eagles had 29 yards rushing in the first half. They're doing much better in the second, especially Wilbert Montgomery. 2nd down and 3. There's a first down play out to the 31-yard line. Maybe the 32. Bill Collar hitting Montgomery. Montgomery had 4 yards net rushing in the first half. And he now has 32 for the game. The leading ball carrier in this game is Ricky Bell. Ricky has 96 yards. Eagles on the 32-yard line. Jaworski, right Right over the middle to Montgomery. 45-50, 45-40. Big play for the Eagles. That's what they need, some plays like that. They're getting them. They're starting to open up that Tampa Bay defense now, spreading it out.
All he did was hit the halfback, Montgomery, between the linebackers. The outside linebacker was trying to help the outside coverage. Montgomery does a good job of running once he gets possession of the football, and it's a big play for the Philadelphia Eagles.
Eagles on the Buccaneer 38. Vermeil at the clock. That play went for 30 yards. Well, the Eagles started this drive on their 20. 2:24 to go in the third period. 17-10, Tampa Bay. They pitched to Montgomery. He got away from one man who had him stopped at the line of scrimmage. Richard Wood, and knocked him off his feet, and down he went on the 37-yard line.
Leroy Harris that time threw a block that time on the linebacker. But in spite of that, he was still able to make the tackle. That's Richard Wood.
Leroy Harris obtained from the Dolphins and one of those players to be named later, or draft picks to be named later deals. But Harris, when Hogan left the Eagles, and the wishes of Coach Dick Vermeil, Harris stepped in, and according to the Eagle people that we talked to, has done a good job, especially blocking. Of course, Hogan was a fantastic blocker. There's Ricky Bell. Boy, Ricky, you deserve all the rest you can get out there while your defense is on the field. Ricky Bell has carried the ball 28 times, 13 away from an all-NFL record for 96 yards, and he scored 2 touchdowns.
1979. And John McKay has gotten a lot of criticism early for taking Ricky Bell because they thought he was sentimentally involved with his old college back. But I'm sure that everybody fully realizes what a fine back he is, and that the choice that John made at that particular time was a very wise one.
I always love it when you bring up Ricky Bell, as we said earlier in the first half, and McKay always adds, and he doesn't fumble. You coaches like those players that don't fumble.
Well, that's so important. It seems like it's so basic, so elementary, but it's a fact that those are the kind of people that you like. Steady, dependable, solid running backs, and that's exactly what Ricky Bell is.
He's all right. Harris is up. He's maybe sore, but he's on his own feet over there. And speaking about being busy, Wilbert Montgomery has been in almost 40% of the Eagle offensive plays all year.
And you say he's sore. I think he's sore at Jaworski for calling that last play.
It'll be second down, 10. The Eagles are on the Tampa Bay 38-yard line. Getting close now in the staff. Jaworski's coming on. Here he is to throw. He's rushed, and he's hit. Got him. That's Leroy Selman, who had a sack in the first half that was wiped out on a penalty, but he got that one. He led the team by a big margin and getting to the quarterback.
That time he was looking downfield, and Larry Barnes was really open in the flat area, but he never had a chance to take a look at him because Randy Crowder got pressure.
Look at the balance on him.
Yes, exactly right.
He's up with his arms, and he stayed right on his feet.
And another great thing about him is he has terrific leverage.
9-yard loss, 3rd and 19. Selman has led the Bucs in sacks 4 years in a row. 3 wide receivers on it. Knock him off his feet. He is going to dump. The whistle blows him dead at the 42 of the Eagles. And suddenly, there's Selman in there again. And Randy Crowder. Selman and Crowder. 2 big plays by Leroy Selman.
You know, it's amazing. Philadelphia has 5 people blocking 3, and yet they did a good job of blocking them, but they come up. Look at Selman coming from the right side.
3, right on him.
And making the play. 3 on 5, and they win the battle.
All the way back to the 42 of Philadelphia. They lost 20 yards in the last 2 plays. Leroy Selman with 2 sacks. High spiral of beauty. Annie Reese on his 5. Coming up to the 10, 15. They got a couple of about 5 or 6 extra yards that were important. They'd have been contained inside the 10. Tough.
He did a foolish thing, though. He caught the ball on about the 5-yard line. He should have just let it go into the end zone and let it come out to the 20 instead of taking that kind of a chance.
Billy Campfield went down to cover that punt. He may not be coming off as well as he'd like to in his race for the White House, but on a television screen, John Conley comes off bigger than life. And he'll be on your screen on 60 Minutes tomorrow night on CBS. Clock shows 31 seconds to go. I believe, though, it's the end of the quarter. Or a penalty, or maybe bringing it back. I wonder if the clock had malfunctioned. Some of the players started to change goals. 31 seconds to go. And this penalty, the Eagles had a man leave before the kick. The interior line, undoubtedly.
Kicking the team, number 59. Downfield, 4th down, re-kick.
Going downfield was Al Chesley. So that booming punt is called back. And Runniger will kick it again. And Danny reached the safety man. Getting some low snaps, nearly blocked. Reese fields it on his 22, 25, the 30, 31-yard line. They gained 11 yards on the punts after the penalty. And incidentally, that ball is being snapped on the bounce all the time.
Yeah, he looks like a shortstop back there, fielding those snaps from the center.
And once it's bounced, everything is off. They can go in there and cream that kicker. Take a look at Leroy Harris. See how he's doing. Oh, he's hobbling around. He's sore. Tampa Bay's ball on their 31-yard line. 1st down. They're ahead 17-10. Mucker in motion. From left. Ricky Bell. Bell's upended as he crossed the 35. He's hit there by Herman Edwards, who forced from the right cornerback position. They'll spot him down on the 37 of Tampa Bay. A 6-yard pickup, 2nd down, 4. That ends the 3rd quarter in Tampa Bay Stadium with the score. Tampa Bay Buccaneers 17, the Philadelphia Eagles 10. We now pause for a word from your local station.
On the White Shadow, Salami turns the team on.
Who gave you the drugs?
And it may mean the end for the White Shadow, now Tuesdays at 8, 7 Central and Mountain.
This is CBS.
This is a $400 rebate check direct to you from the factory distributor when you buy any Toyota Celica. Repeat, any Toyota Celica. GTs, STs, coupes, liftbacks, 4-speeds, 5-speeds, automatics, everything, including Supra. You get your dealer's low price. You save hundreds right there. And then on top of that, a $400 rebate check direct to you. Also, hundreds and hundreds of dollars in savings on all other Toyota models. But don't wait. This rebate check offer is from your Toyota dealers only and positively ends December 31st.
I need my car by tomorrow.
Sorry, transmission man's out. Trout season opened.
I need my car by tomorrow.
Let me try, boss. I was willing to fix the transmission.
I don't need my car by tomorrow that bad.
At AMCO, our mechanics are transmission specialists. Transmissions are all they work on. In fact, AMCO's repaired more transmissions by far than anybody. AMCO. Why go anywhere else?
Channel 13, Tampa, St. Petersburg.
We're beginning the 4th quarter in Tampa Bay Stadium. This is Kurt Gowdy with Hank Scram. Tampa Bay has the ball on their 37-yard line. 2nd down, 4. Tampa Bay's been held scoreless in the 3rd quarter. He didn't pick up the field goal. a tough defensive second half.
Something this way, possibly. Here it comes.
It is. Ricky Bell again. And he's out of bounds on his 39-yard line. John Bunning, the left outside linebacker. There's a man that took him out, number 95. He had knee surgery in '78. 3 or 4 of these important Eagle players had knee surgery and came back. All right, they're down to a 3rd and 2. There's our NFL Today gang in their special set. Hello, gang, and they'll be hopping a plane and moving over to Dallas for the Dallas Ram game tomorrow that you'll be seeing on CBS. A late game tomorrow. They're in the eye. Davis is the upback. Bell the tailback. Ricky Bell. Bell is stopped what appears to be short of a first down. Maybe not. He tried to stretch out. It's going to be very close. How many carries for Ricky Bell now? 31 carries. 37 is the playoff record. He's over 100 yards in the game for the 6th time this season, all in Tampa Bay Stadium.
It looks from here like it might be just an inch or 2 short. Let's see how they look at it.
You're right on it, Mr. Stram. I've seen you sometimes, though, on those sidelines when you didn't like those measurements. The punting team comes on. Tampa Bay had a disastrous day against Minnesota. They had 4 assorted kicks blocked by the Vikings and lost that game by 1 point. But they would have clinched their division earlier. Blanchard this year has had 2 punts blocked. Reniger's had 1 block. Wally Henry is the safety man for the Eagles. They're sure that everybody's ready. Oh, a driving kick. Henry's being chased back. Fields it on the 8 to the 10. There they are, and a ankle trapping around the 17 or 18-yard line. Rick Burns, number 36, speeding downfield to cover. Rick Burns from Nebraska.
He kicked it long, but it didn't stay up in the air very long. It was 4.1, but he drove him back far enough where he really didn't have an opportunity to get into the wall and get the return for him.
All right, the Eagles will have the ball inside their own 20 when we come back, trailing 17-10.
For the first new truck of the 80s, the new Ford pickup. 1980 Ford test trucks got over 1 million total miles of testing here at Ford's Arizona Proving Grounds. Over torture tests like steel-lined potholes and power hop hill. This 1980 Ford pickup has new aerodynamic design. The best gas mileage rating of any American-built standard pickup. Carries a big payload, too.
It's the super season of better ideas at your Ford dealers now.
You know, for too long now, bowlers have been left out of light beer commercials, and football players have been grabbing all the glory. But bowlers know light beer from Miller tastes great. We know light's got 1/3 less calories than the regular beer. We know light's less filling. Bowlers love light just as much as football players. That's right. And we also love the easy opening can.
You sure do. Light beer from Miller. Everything you always wanted in a beer and less.
Jaworski brings his club up on their 18-yard line for the first down. He's never missed a game as a starting quarterback while he's been with the Eagles. They'll run him out of the eye. Montgomery, a slight gap to the 21, and he ran into Randy Crowder, the nose tackle there. Gain of 3, 2nd and 7. I thought Jaworski had a pretty good line. He called today's matchup. He's called the Polish Rifle, and he calls Doug Williams the Bayou Bullet. Polish Rifle and the Bayou Bullet going at it. Right now, the Bayou Bullet at the slight edge. 17-10, Tampa Bay.
And we also got the Polish Prince and Bobby Benton, huh?
Jaworski to throw. Lobbed it out. Montgomery, they've got him out there. David Lewis drifted out, waiting for that ball to be tossed to Montgomery. And then jumped right on him like a bass on a June bug.
Boy, it's just amazing how quick these people respond to what they see. They'll come up and make a big tackle on a run and then come right back in the very next play and intercept a pass or knock down a ball or cover a screen pass. They really do a terrific job with the 3-4. Very well disciplined, and a great deal of credit should go to Tom Bass, who works for the defense, along with Abe Gibran, who's done such a remarkable job with the defensive line.
Scott Fitzke, a third wide receiver there. He and the third string quarterback of the Tampa Bay team, Jusino, were a great battery at Penn State. 3 wide receivers, 3rd and 13. Billy Catfield dropped the ball. Incomplete pass. He was trying to turn up field before he had possession.
And he doesn't do that very often. He's a sure-handed receiver. They like to throw going. That's why they put him in there on that kind of a situation. But he just tried to run prematurely that time and dropped the football.
Punt formation for the Eagles. And if Tampa Bay doesn't mess up this kick return, they should be in outstanding operating position. Another bad snap. He's playing shortstop today, Runninger. Matty Reeston is 35. They've got him. He's at the 40, and he wiggled forward, and they'll put him down at the 42-yard line of Tampa Bay. Covering was Spagnola, the rookie tight end out of Yale University.
You know, I'm surprised that Tampa hasn't tried to put more pressure on the kicker, because those snaps have been consistently bad all day long. You put some pressure on him, there's a chance that they could block the kick or maybe recover a fumble.
RCA wants you to see the right color. Sunrise over the Grand Canyon. Does your television capture the color in all its intensity, in all its subtlety? Does it automatically show you the right shades of color? If not, wait till you see Color Track 1980. Color Track 1980, with 8 automatic color systems designed to lock even subtle shades of color on track. RCA is making television better and better.
Spread your wings. Introducing the new 1980 Thunderbird, a Thunderbird of new contemporary size that shows its elegant heritage wherever you look. And with its new size and a new 4.2-liter engine, this Thunderbird has excellent estimated gas mileage and also offers the first automatic overdrive option built in America, a new engineering breakthrough. The new size Thunderbird, a better idea for the 80s.
Coming next, the holiday edition of the CBS Sports Spectacular features a continuing story of the attempt to break the sound barrier in a land vehicle, plus a salute to Kurt Thomas and the U.S. gymnastics team, and more. You'll say you saw it on CBS Sports.
Pete Rozelle, the commissioner of the National Football League, they missed a good shot. His wife,
yeah, we ought to get a good shot of his pretty wife, Carrie. That's right.
She's behind the post. Listen to these statistics. Tampa Bay, 258 total offensive yards. Philadelphia, 128.
They're back to their double tight end attack again with Radovich, the tight end, and also Jimmy Giles.
Play goes to the 44 of Tampa Bay. A 2-yard gain by Ricky Bell, Dennis Harrison, and Jerry Robinson. Stymied him. 2nd down, 8. Robinson saying something. All right, how many carries? Let's see. Let me check. For Ricky Bell, he now has 32. 5 away from the playoff record. He has gained 104 yards in the game. Wilbert Montgomery has 32 yards. Look at the possession time, even in the 3rd quarter. As in the first half, Tampa Bay had nearly 3-1 edge over the Eagles. 2nd down, 8. Tampa Bay 44. They're ahead 17-10. The cutback, Ricky Bell just with driving power, surged over the 50 to the 49 of the Eagles. That'll bring up third down and a yard to go. Gary Robinson and Frank LeMaster converged, the two inside linebackers. First downs will be very important now for Tampa Bay to retain possession. They led 17-0. They let the Eagles get a touchdown late in the first half. The Eagles picked up a field goal in the third quarter, and that's the story. Tampa Bay's not scored in the second half. Ricky Bell again. Bell has a first down and more. Out in the open. He's at the 30, the 25, and they whirl him down at the 23. Ricky Bell spun around by Edwards, nearly broke that one for a touchdown.
Boy, you really have to give the left side a lot of credit for doing a good job of blocking on the play. Dave Revis watched the right guard is pulling. Greg Roberts, he sees the hole, breaks through there, runs through some tackles, and is finally tackled after he makes a lot of yardage on the play.
139 yards for that man, number 42, Ricky Bell. 34 carries for him. Just a sensational day. First down, Tampa Bay on the Philadelphia 23. Johnny Davis, the up back. Lod Humphrey met him, stopped him at the 19-yard line of Philadelphia. Second down, 6. Ricky Bell given a breather. Jerry Eckford went in. Isaac Higgins and Morris Owens, a pair of new wide receivers, trot onto the field. What a day for football for late Toomer's End. No wind. Temperature about 70 degrees. Just perfect here in the mushrooming Tampa Bay area. Second down, 6. Gary Eckwood outside of the 20, and he rolls it down to the 17-yard line. The clock keeps moving. Frank LeMaster made that last stop, the inside linebacker. And now they're down to a 3rd and 4. John McKay and Billy Nelson. Billy used to play for McKay with another quarterback that he alternated named Pete Method out of USC.
And of course, they did a good job for us at Kansas City.
Listen to the hand for Ricky Bell as he comes on. A standing ovation for him. Davis and Eckwood come out. Now they have a one-back offense. Bell's the back. Williams on a rollout. He'll run. He goes to the 25. Dives forward. And he's out on the 9-yard line for a first down.
That's really been a good sequence for them in this game. They made some good yardage on the rollouts. Watch Bell out in front. Gets a piece of the block on the outside, but it enabled Doug Williams to go up the field for just a few more yards and make the first down.
Dick Vermeil, a worried man now. Ricky Bell was used in his early years at USC as a blocking back. That's the Eagle bench. They're anxious watching that clock. First and goal to go for Tampa Bay. Leading 17-10. 8:33 to play. First down, nearly over double. There goes Bell. Bell hits it to the 8, and that's all. But he racks up another carry. Dennis Harrison was the man that stopped him. Second down, 8 to go for a Tampa Bay touchdown. Bell has 35 carries, 2 away from a playoff record, or tying a playoff record, 140 yards. Bell is coming off the field. Number 42. Clock is moving, under 8 minutes to go. Johnny Davis. He's trapped at the 8-yard line. Charlie Johnson, the nose tackle, and Jerry Robinson, the rookie linebacker. Robinson is the first draft pick the Eagles have had since 1973 when they drafted Jerry Sizemore, a tackle #1. I talked to Jim Murray last night, Hank. I said, do you have a #1 next year? He said, we wouldn't trade it for an Easter Sunday. So we gave them all away, the first picks for years, and now we had Jerry Robinson this year, and we're going to keep all of our #1 picks from now on. He actually lost a yard on that last play. Doug Williams coming over, and a timeout called on Tampa Bay. They have 2 left. And with the timeout, 7:13 to play. Tampa Bay, the underdog, leading the Eagles 17-10.
In order to keep people cool or warm, many buildings have to be kept too cool or too warm. In the process, energy and money go flowing out the window. Mercy Hospital in Miami, Florida decided to do something about it. They installed a small IBM computer to manage their consumption of energy. The IBM power management system monitors temperatures inside and out and automatically adjusts the air conditioning in 71 different areas to cool the air only when it's needed.
Our little IBM watchdog paid for itself in less than 5 months. It saved us over $120,000 in energy bills in just the first year. Only a computer could make the thousands of decisions a day it took to do that. And the nice thing is, we managed to keep everyone comfortable along the way, especially our accountant.
IBM, helping put information to work for people.
Ricky Bell has re-entered the Tampa Bay backfield. 3rd and 9 for a touchdown. Hank, you're ahead by 7. What would you do as a coach here?
Well, Doug Williams likes to throw the slant pass. He throws that very well. I would either do that or roll him out where he has a high percentage shot where he's not going to get in trouble if he does throw the ball. Make sure he throws it outside. Here he's rolling. Here it comes.
The rollout. He throws. Touchdown! A touchdown to Jimmy Giles, a tight end. Right there, he was open. They roll out on 3rd and 9.
There he is. It's a high percentage pass. You can't get in trouble with it. Either runs or throws the ball. Gets it right on the money to Jimmy Giles. Makes a leaping catch. Touchdown, Tampa Bay. Beautiful call.
Giles, well, as we call this one, Giles says that baseball playing of his has helped him as a pass receiver. He knows how to concentrate on a moving ball.
You know, in that time, Greg Roberts really did a good job of knocking the defensive end beyond the hole so that he could get rid of the football like he did.
Well, that one is a crusher for the Eagles, maybe. O'Donohue for the point. The kick is up. And the kick is good. Well, Tampa Bay, the Eagles came out, outplayed them in the 3rd quarter. Looked like they were coming back. They got Montgomery open on a pass play, but then 2 big sacks by Selman in the last drive. And with a timeout, it's 24-10, Tampa Bay.
How many times have you wanted to pack it all in and take off? Well, with Hertz Economy Fares, the time to go is now. Our subcompacts are only $14.95 a day, weekends, and just $98 a week. All with free mileage. Larger cars are only $1 more a day. And if you rent for 3 weekdays or more, Hertz has special economy fares for that too. Hertz Economy Fares. Now you can't afford not to rent from #1.
If you missed the recent Delco battery sale, here's great news. AC Delco slashes its regular prices on the 3 most powerful automotive Delco Freedom batteries. Freedom is the original never-add-water, maintenance-free battery. It's powerful, dependable, and it's from Delco. Check Delco Freedom battery prices where quality AC Delco parts are sold, and take advantage of our reduced regular price. You'll say thanks, Delco.
Join the performing arts finest as they salute 5 most extraordinary talents. The Kennedy Center Honors, Saturday on CBS at 8, 7 Central and Mountain.
The kickoff by O'Donohue. Wally Henry will try to get a big return out of it. Good kick. Henry fumbling the ball and should down it for the touchback. He does. Eagles ball on their own 20-yard line. There's the drive, 9 plays, 57 yards, over 5 minutes. There's the man that engineered it. Where is it? Here comes Jaworski out. You know, we have a unique situation, a possibility, 4 possibilities of an interstate Super Bowl. Pittsburgh and Philadelphia would win. It'd be a Pennsylvania Super Bowl. Miami and Tampa Bay went there. It'd be a Florida Super Bowl. L.A. and San Diego, a California Super Bowl is a possibility. Or Houston against Dallas, a Texas Super Bowl in Pasadena. Long odds on it, but the possibilities are there. Jaworski going out, look out, and it's nearly picked off by Jarris White.
Pass interference.
Flag call, dropped on that one. This will give them a first down on the 39-yard line.
Defensive pass interference.
That's Jarris
First
White.
down.
Interference. Eagles ball on their own 39. Time remaining, 6:53. Plenty of time. Lucky. 9 penalties for 105 yards against Tampa Bay. Each team has committed only 1 turnover. Jaworski down the middle, and that is incomplete. And claiming interference again are the Eagles. Dewey Selman that time, reaching over Larry Barnes' shoulder.
Well, he was all over him that time like a piece of abalone. Dewey Selman, number 58. He was really stuck to him that time.
Tampa Bay sticking with that 3-man rush. They've had the only sacks of the game. Selman, 2 very important sacks when it looked like the Eagles were going somewhere to tie it up. Second down 10. 6:47 to play. 24-10, Tampa Bay. Jaworski out it goes, and it's dropped. Incomplete to Barnes. Can't hold on to it. Richard Wood was there with him. Larry Barnes, Tennessee State. The Eagles had a record this year of 11 wins, 5 losses. Their best since 1961. Last year they were 9-7, so for the first time since 60 and 61, they've had back-to-back winning seasons.
You know, as deep as the defensive backs are playing, it looks like they could get the ball into the middle area to one of their outside receivers if they have enough time to throw the football, and they should with only a 3-man rush.
And a 3rd and 10. They chase him out. He completes it, but it's short of the first down. Dewey Selman, the forward motion stop. Keith Presley, they haven't gone to him much. Forward motion stopped on the 46. That's short of the first down. 4th and 4. 4th and 3, a long 3. They've got to go for it. They're behind 14 points with 6 minutes to play.
Yeah, they have to try to get the ball moving down the field, because the way Tampa is moving the ball on them, they'll never get it back.
Canfield's in the game. They hit Presley again for the first down. Presley, the tight end of Iowa State. First down, Eagles. They're in Tampa Bay territory at the Tampa Bay 49.
You know, Jaworski that time did a good job of looking off the defense. He looked to the right and then whistled the ball back to his left side to Krefli, who made the catch in a big 3rd down play.
Krefli's 2nd reception in the postseason. He was shut out last week by the Bears. 5:20 to go in the game. Carmichael's to the right. They haven't done much to him today. Jaworski looking. Out it goes. Incomplete pass. At the 45, trying to hit Larry Barnes. He's going short. He's trying to throw underneath the dropping defense. Carmichael has caught only one pass today. That was for 39 yards.
And Carmichael, I know, is very difficult to see on the field compared to what we're looking at up here. At that time, Carmichael had a one-on-one on Jarris White. Jarris White was playing very deep, and Carmichael had him licked to the outside, but Jaworski didn't see him, try to force the ball, and it fell incomplete.
Billy Campfield, a good pass receiver, replaces Larry Barnes. Leroy Harris has not come back after being injured. Second down, 10 for the Eagles from the Tampa Bay 49. Dropped right over the middle. Wilbert Montgomery could have caught that one. Third down, 10. Line of scrimmage still Tampa Bay's 49.
You know, Tampa is also doing a good job of disrupting the route of Carmichael. They're not letting him get a free release off the line of scrimmage, and for that reason, he is not able to get very good depth. And when Jaworski takes a peek over there to look at him, sees that he's getting jammed at the line of scrimmage, he has to go some other place, and that's why Carmichael hasn't caught any more passes than he has here this afternoon.
Low percentage day for Jaworski. During the season, he hit 51%. Today, only 11 out of 26. Dropped the ball. A fumble. The Eagles recover it. Nobody knew where the ball was. Pouncing on it is Wade Key, the left guard. That looked like that old play Nebraska used against Oklahoma. I saw that play Joel Hunt use it a long time ago. Watch this. It looks like the ball's left there. No, there it is. See?
Looks like an old recess football play, like somebody was going to pick it up and run with it. But that wasn't the design of the play.
No. Fourth down and 11. Ricky Bell, he's been the star today. He and his blockers up front. 3 wide receivers on the field. Fourth and 11. Eagles desperate. The pass. Did he hang on to it? He did. It was a remarkable catch. Charlie Smith did, and the Eagles have another first down. Charlie Smith, the free agent from Grambling. They racked him. But he's there, and it's a first down, Philadelphia, and they have the ball on the 37-yard line of Tampa Bay.
Well, that was a clutch catch by Charlie Smith, number 85. He had to have it, and that's exactly what he did. He made that catch under adverse conditions. They were all over him that time, but he still came up with the football.
You know, with the current, here it is again. Watch him get hit now, and yet with complete concentration, pull that ball in and held on to it. While they attend to the injured player, we'll take some time here in Tampa. Score 24-10, Tampa Bay on top.
When you shoot a lot of pool and bars, you want to stay fast and loose, and you don't want to get filled up. That's why I drink light beer from Miller. It's got a third less calories than their regular beer, and it's less filling. Plus, the taste is great. And even though a lot of people don't think pool is strenuous, let me tell you something. You can work up a real good thirst, even when you're just showing off.
Light beer from Miller. Everything you always wanted in a beer, and less.
I'd like to talk to you about the Sony Betamax and an incredible feature called Beta Scan. I'm Tom Williams Sr., and if you know tennis, you know my son. Here's a cassette of his last championship match. Beta Scan lets me go fast forward and reverse, so I can skip the boring stuff like this long rally and stop when I come to the real exciting parts, like Tom Jr. here dashing onto the court to pick up the ball. Isn't Betamax terrific? It lets you see what you've been missing and miss what you don't want to see. It's from Sony, the one and only.
You might have seen or read about this incident, the current hostage situation in Iran that we'll discuss when we get some time. The Eagles had the ball in the Tampa Bay 37 with a first down. They're trailing by 14 points. Jaworski runs it out throws, and he completes it. Carmichael at a 10 and a touchdown. Carmichael's in for the score, and that puts Philadelphia right back in it. 3:36 to go. They got it to Carmichael.
and he got him across the middle. That's where the soft spot really was, because they're playing a very loose, soft zone defense on the last play and the last several plays. Carmichael caught the ball coming across the middle, goes into the end zone for the touchdown.
He has caught only 2 passes today, one for 39, the other for 37. That's quite an average, 38 yards a catch. Franklin for the point. It is not. It is good. Touchdown and a point by the Eagles could tie it. Tampa Bay now will be trying to hold it on. And while we wait for the Eagle kickoff, it would be an onside. The score now is 24-17 Tampa Bay.
The system, TCR, Total Control Racing, slotless racing with the Jam car. Now, there are 48 different TCR cars to choose from. Everything from customized vans to sleek Trans Ams and tough pickups. Every one a winner. So whatever kind of racing you're into, TCR cars set the pace. Add one to your system now. These are the cars. TCR, Total Control Racing from Ideal.
You know, a lot of people ask us how two brothers got in a fight game. It's simple. We hated each other. We were always fighting. But we get along fine now. We relax with a light beer from Miller. It has a third less calories than the regular beer, but the best thing about it is it's less filling.
Jerry, the best thing about it is it tastes great.
Mike, it's less filling.
Tastes great, man. You got some attitude. You've been picking on me for years.
Yeah, and I guess I'm just going to have to do it again.
Say, brother Bill.
Light beer from Miller. Everything you always wanted in a beer, and less.
9 men up front. There's the time, the score, and 9 men are up front for Tampa Bay to guard against the onside kick. They get the players with the surest hands and the quickest feet up there, and they try the onside kick, and it is out of bounds. Flag is dropped. They're trying to loop it up in the air, and going down there was Fitzke, a wide receiver, trying to catch it in the air before it went out of bounds. Has to go 10 yards or more. And they'll bring it back and kick it from the 30-yard line. They're all looking for the onside kick. Talking about those hostages, a legal procedure against the Eagles.
Free kick, 5-yard penalty.
After one of the clergymen who had visited Tehran on Christmas stated that some of the hostages brought up the fact they were very surprised about Tampa Bay being in the playoffs. An international operator called the Tampa Bay office. The operator gave a number so that the result of today's game can be phoned to Tehran. And the Tampa Bay Buccaneers slogan this week is "Win one for the hostages." All right. Kick again, and Tampa Bay still has 9 men up front. And they boot it again, and this one is recovered by Tony Davis. He has the ball on the 48-yard line. Tony Davis recovers the onside kick. Tampa Bay has great field position with 3:25 to play. And they're leading by 7. Each team has committed only 1 turnover. Doug Williams has thrown 1 interception. No fumbles by Tampa Bay. It'll be interesting to see if Ricky Bell is going to break a record. Ricky Bell has 35 carries. Playoff record is 37 carries by Larry McCutcheon against St. Louis, 1975.
They're going to run a sweep to the left, I think, here.
He runs up and left. That's Ricky Bell. He's just short of the 50-yard line. And now he has 36 carries. He is 1 away from the playoff record of tying. And the all-time record in a game, any NFL game, is 41 carries. 2nd down, 8 for Tampa Bay. Taking their time. They stop the clock. The Eagles have taken a timeout. All right, the Peach Bowl. Clemson, Baylor. Clemson, one of the top defensive teams, will take on Baylor. That's the 12th annual Peach Bowl, live from Atlanta. Clemson's won 8, lost 3. They beat Notre Dame, North Carolina, Georgia. Baylor's won 7 and lost 4. Among others, they defeated Texas A&M, Texas Tech, and SMU. The Peach Bowl on CBS Monday, 2:30 Eastern Time. 2 timeouts left for the Eagles. 2 timeouts left for Tampa Bay. The Eagles have 10 players 30 years or older. Tampa Bay has 1. A veteran team against a young team. And somebody went out, I read in the paper, put $250 up on Tampa Bay to win the Super Bowl last summer. At 250 to 1 odds.
See if we see Bell running right here.
Bell's right. He's down to the 45. Still going. He's to the 43. And he is tied an all-time NFL playoff record. He's carried the ball 37 times, tying Larry McCutcheon. You think he's going out in the town tonight? He's going.
They better have a rocking chair for him in the locker room.
He's going in that whirlpool for about 4 hours. Been a splendid player here today. Tampa Bay on the Philadelphia 43. 3rd down and a yard to go. Eagles ganged in there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. A 9-man front. There's Ricky again. They slam him for a loss. He just broken the playoff record. John Bunning asked for a timeout. Ricky said, I'm too tired to get up. Clyde Humphrey, the man that stopped him. And this puts the ball back to the 50-yard line and brings up a 4th down and 8 yards to go. And a punt formation. The time remaining is 2:21. But a new playoff record has been established by Ricky Bell today. They gave him the ball 38 times. And how he delivered.
And if they win this game, they'll probably give it to him one more time in the locker room.
142 yards, net yards rushing for Ricky Bell. 1 timeout left for the Eagles. Of course, the 2-minute warning will stop the clock. All right, if Tampa holds on to the lead, if Dallas beats the Rams tomorrow, the NFC Championship game will be in Dallas. If Los Angeles wins, look at that. 10 men up front to rush the kicker. If L.A. wins, the championship game will be played here. He gets it away. Wally Henry back on the 5, 10, 15. Out of bounds on the 19-yard line.
No way they were going to rush that kicker that time. They didn't want to take a chance of getting a penalty and then winding up giving the ball back to Tampa for the 1st and 10 situation.
Eagles ball on their own 19-yard line, trailing by 7. Playoff record held by that man, Ricky Bell. He may not get a chance. 38 carries in the team, 2 touchdowns.
Ricky Bell with 38 carries today has established the new NFL playoff record for carries in 1 game.
And they can't say enough nice things about the young quarterback, Doug Williams.
Yeah.
He has been sensational as a young player in a championship game. It's really been super.
Tennessee has some good young quarterbacks coming along. Should help tip things in their favor 2 or 3 years from now. Here is Jaworski. Out he goes, and the ball is dropped by Montgomery. The clock stops at 2:05. Gary Danielson, Bill Sims. Jaworski's not old.
Yeah, Jaworski is just coming into the prime years of his career. He's only 28 years old.
Doug Williams, 2nd-year man. Second down, 10 for the Eagles. Carmichael is the man we're watching. Washington on him. He split to the left. 3 wide receivers on the field. Philadelphia desperate now. Jaworski fires it out. And catching the ball is Carmichael for a 1st down at the 34. He's caught 3 today. 2-minute warning. 1 for a touchdown. Washington saying something to him. All right.
Another thing, Kurt, you know, the Eagles really did a good job of utilizing their timeouts when Tampa had possession. And for that reason, they have plenty of time left with 1:59 left in this game with 1 more timeout left.
We'll be back. 7-point lead for Tampa Bay.
Recently, a landmark football game was played. Landmark not because of the way it was played on the field, but because of the way it was played on TV. You see, this was the country's first network telecast transmitted over cables made up of hair-thin optical fibers. Cables which will eventually carry thousands of times more information without taking up any more space. G? No, GTE.
Ring in the holidays. Ring out the year. Sparkling with Andre. Love and good cheer. Take Andre home for the holidays. Andre for the holidays.
What's a celebration without Andre champagne to lend sparkle and elegance to your good times? Greet the season and your friends with the best. Andre.
For the holidays and all year long.
Kurt Gowdy and Hank Stram, just under 2 minutes to play. A 24-17 lead for Tampa Bay. They hold on, they'll go to the championship against either the Rams or the Cowboys. The Eagles now desperately trying to pull it out or get a tie out of it here in regulation. Jaworski being chased, throws it away. That could be intentionally grounding. Randy Crowder was in there on him. Bill Collar. He threw that ball away to avoid taking a loss, which is intentional grounding. But they have ruled it an incomplete pass.
That's strictly a judgment call, as you know, on the part of the official, and evidently he felt that he was making an honest attempt to throw the ball to the outside receiver.
Well, some of it is a great pass rush by Bill Collar.
Yeah, and here again, it's incredible the kind of pressure that Tampa has put on the quarterback here this afternoon with only a three-man rush most of the time.
Second down, 10. The league and the three most important defensive statistics. There he is. Nearly intercepted, but not quite. That could have been it. Nearly picked off there by Jarris White. It was over the head of Carmichael.
Carmichael didn't even make an attempt. It didn't look like he saw the ball. It looked like he lost it. But he had a chance. He was open. He just threw the ball over the top, and it was almost intercepted it, which was very obvious.
Dick Vermeil sends Larry Barnes in. The Eagles really have themselves a coach for the future, Dick Vermeil. Tremendous job. He said his goal is to improve every year. Well, they've improved this year over last year. They improved last year over the year before. And they should get better. 3rd and 10. Eagle 34. There's the bomb. And that one is in and dropped. Jarris White again. Nobody has thrown a deep touchdown pass on Tampa Bay this year. Jarris White saying, what do I have to do to catch one? Davey Lewis goes back. Says, come on, man. At least you've had it covered. Now, this is the last shot for the Eagles. They're on their 34-yard line, a 4th and 10, a minute 37 to go, one timeout left, and they trail 24-17. There's the fella. Ricky Bell, he and the young quarterback.
They've got to throw the ball in the middle area. They're so deep, Kirk, that they can't get the ball outside very well. But they can throw the ball in the middle area deep if they have the protection.
Last gasp for the Eagles. Jaworski. A great catch by Carmichael. Fantastic catch. Twisting. Marvelous concentration and sure hands, and that keeps the Eagles alive. They have a first down. And a timeout taken by the Eagles. They stop the clock with a minute 30 to play. That's their last timeout. Chuck Will has been our producer today. Bob Daly, the director. Rick Sharp, the associate producer. Ray Savano, our field operations engineer. Jim Andrean, Bob Burnham, the technical director. A.J. Galino, Bob Peterman, Ed Ambrosini, on we go, the technical supervisor. Joe Peterson, production supervisor. Fans on their feet. Last play was called back. Now they will. offside call against the Eagles. So that makes it now 4th and 15. Now Carmichael probably made the catch of the day and was wiped out. Minute 30 to go. The Eagles had 6 players chosen for the Pro Bowl. Carmichael, Stan Waller the tackle, Sizemore the offensive tackle, Wilbert Montgomery a running back, Charlie Johnson the nose tackle, and Wally Henry for a punt kickoff return. They had second to Dallas. Dallas had 7 chosen to represent the National Conference in the Pro Bowl. The Bucks had only 1 player, Leroy Selman, the defensive end. The league leader in Pro Bowl picks for one team, the Pittsburgh Steelers, who had 10 players selected, including 8 starters.
And don't forget, New Orleans Saints had 5.
Eagles are playing just their 3rd game of the season on natural grass.
Again, they've got to try to get the ball inside some way to get the 15 yards. They're not going to get it on the outside unless somebody slips and falls. But as deep as they're going to be playing, there's a chance that they could get the ball to the inside area of the field, inside the numbers, some way.
John McKay took over a tattered USC football program in 1960. 3 years later, had a national championship. In 4 years, he built Tampa Bay into a winner. 4th and 15. There he is. That's a first down. Oh, he nearly broke loose. Nearly broken loose, and the Eagles come up the field. That was Charlie Smith, a wide receiver, who caught that. If he'd have escaped that one tackle, right down.
That was an intelligent area to throw the ball into, because that's the only place you can get it, and they can continue to do that if they have protection.
Clock is moving. He sails it out of bounds, and now he stops the clock with 1:03 to go. Philadelphia on the Tampa Bay 45. This one's not over yet. 2nd down 10. That's twice Jaworski has come through on big 4th down plays. Once to Carmichael, called back because of a penalty, and he comes right back to Charlie Smith and hit it. If the Eagles would rally, tie, and maybe go on to win this, they would have to play on the road. They're the wild card team in a championship game. Second down 10. Jaworski being chased. Now throws, and it is incomplete. Curtis Jordan had a chance at it, a 5th back. He had a big rush on Jaworski that time.
That's the 3rd time they've had a chance to intercept the pass on this drive, and each time they failed to make that catch.
Jarris White 2 in a row.
There's John massaging that gum.
What's he called, a genius in the NFL? The guy that won last Sunday.
That's right.
3rd down and 10 for the Eagles. Tampa Bay's 45-yard line, 54 seconds to go. 24-17 Tampa Bay. Good rush, the screen dropped by Campfield. And again the Eagles are down to their last play. Leroy Selman put the heat on Jaworski.
Stan Wallers is really considered to be one of the very fine offensive tackles in the league, but he's really had a snootful here this afternoon trying to block the right end, Leroy Selman, number 63.
McKay said they sat down and studied all the expansion teams. And they decided to do it the way the Cowboys did it. Draft their own players and stick with their own men all the way. They've done that. This is the last chance for the Eagles on 4th down. And it is out of bounds, incomplete. Incomplete. Tampa Bay should have the ball unless a penalty flag's down somewhere. It was intended for Carmichael. Tampa Bay's coming on the field. The Eagles can't stop the clock anymore. There's Carmichael, the all-pro wide receiver. 43 seconds to go, and the orange wave is at high tide now. It looks like Tampa Bay goes to the championship. What an underdog. What would you have done in August? You would have said Tampa Bay will play for the National Football Championship. An incredible story, much like the miracle Mets of 1969 in baseball. All they have to do is hold. They're in the shotgun. Sort of a shotgun. They got a deep back. Doug Williams balls in the ball. Oh. Thanks, Bill Berge. The smiling Bill Berge. Hope to see you back in prime health next year, Bill. Of the original 39 Buck players, only 3 remain from the allocation draft. Wide receiver J.J. McKay. John McKay's son's on injured reserve. Dick Vermeil. He'll come over. He'll congratulate McKay. He and McKay coached against each other twice. They're down to 10 seconds. Players congratulating. Look at Doug Williams. He'll be the youngest quarterback. Only the first quarterback with 2 years experience to go into a championship game. Who says young quarterbacks can't win?
Yeah, that's exactly right.
Coming over.
And I think the big difference really is the fact that they called the plays for him from the sideline, which was a big help. But he did a super job.
You got to give him credit. He was booed here this year. He had some bad games. But Tampa Bay, with a great defense, a marvelous first half, held on against the Fighting Eagles, and they win it. So Kurt Gowdy, Hank Strand, thank you for looking on. Final score, 24-17. Stay tuned as the NFL Today continues after this word from your local station.
This is CBS.
Like our Tampa Bay Bucks, Datsun has the winning combination for the 80s. I'm Mark Champion. Mark Cotney and I have been driving the 1980 Datsun 210. How about it, Mark?
It's the best way I know to save money on gasoline bills.
And the sticker price will amaze you. If it's a larger family-size car you need, take a look at the new Datsun 510 with an all-new engine that's heavy on power and light on gas. Buy America's most valuable cars now at your Gulf Coast Datsun dealer.
In the last 25 years, you've seen a lot of changes in this changing world of ours. Since 1955, even banking has changed, largely because of one man, Hubert Rutland. He's the one who introduced free checking, Saturday banking, and free bank by mail. And today, he's still looking for new and better ways to serve you. Pinellas County's own home-owned Rutland Banks. Hubert Rutland, chairman of the board and president.
WTVT, Tampa, St. Petersburg.
I didn't think there was a way in the world the Buccaneers could win this game. The architect is John McKay. Let's go to John, who's with Irv Cross right now. Irv?
Get them all together, David. Get them all together. Red, Coach McKay down there is giving instructions to his ball club. He hasn't had a chance to talk to them yet. You have to be the happiest man here in Tampa Bay, Coach.
Well, I am. I'm happy for our team. They played well, and Philadelphia played well, and we outlasted them, I guess, sir.
Well, apparently you knew something nobody else did. Earlier in the week, you said it may be a low-scoring game, but we're going to win it. Why did you feel so confident coming into this game?
Well, I thought we could run on them, and we did run on them. Bell had a magnificent day, and we got a few injuries. Our offensive line had to take some people out, but I thought we could maintain the ball, and Philadelphia played well, and as the guy said, we played a little bit better.
Well, you talk about injuries in the offensive line. Hanna was one of your big guys at right tackle, and Carlton filled in for him. Obviously, he must have done a good job for you today. Is that right?
Well, we had to take him out. He got a pulled hamstring, and we put a guard in there, Darrell Austin, and then Horton, our other guard, went down, and so I almost went in and played guard myself.
You know, the Eagles have had a lot of success during the season containing opponents. You ran well to the outside. How were you able to break down their defense?
Well, I think we got good speed to our outside, and we're not all inspiring inside. We run enough inside, but our main idea is to try to get outside of your perimeter and put the pressure on them. And I think Williams, with the exception of one pass, did a marvelous job for us. It allowed us to do other things.
Coach, congratulations. 24-17, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers now take a next step to the playoffs. Let's go back to Brent Musburger.
All right, Irv, thank you very much. If Los Angeles upsets Dallas tomorrow, the championship game will be in Tampa. If the Cowboys win, then it would be in Dallas. Speaking of Dallas, let's go now live to Dick Stockton. Dick?
All right, Brent, and I'm sitting in the place that you people will be in tomorrow. The Los Angeles Rams are working out right now. It's an overcast day. We'll have a preview of the Rams-Cowboys game on our special holiday edition of the Sports Spectacular coming right up. Man's attempt to break the speed of sound. A salute to Kurt Thomas and the World Ice Skating Championships all coming up in a big show in just a while, Brent.
They scored late, but with the team.
All right, Dick, thank you very much. Irv Cross is back down in the Buccaneers locker room. Doug Williams was standing by with him. Let's go back down to Irv.
Thanks a lot, Brent. And again, another happy man here who felt he had something to prove today, and I guess you showed the whole country you can play quarterback, eh, Doug?
Yeah, I had some pretty bad weeks in the following week, but this was one week everybody relaxed and just took it to them.
The first half, you were just red hot. Everybody felt that your pass completion percentage was low. You wouldn't hit as many passes as you did. Why did you connect so often today?
Well, first of all, the offensive line gave me great protection, and the receivers running great route, so they made it pretty easy for me.
Did you learn anything by watching Chicago Bear film against that Eagle defense? You guys just seemed to rip them apart in that first half.
Well, one thing, I don't think they played us like they played Chicago, because the fact, I guess they were thinking about the long pass more today than it was the pass underneath, and the pass that we really completed was the ones underneath.
Of course, you made some key plays going in. You had option plays rolling out. You could either run or throw near the goal line. You made a couple of crucial first downs. Do you like to run the ball in that situation?
Well, Coach McKay is from the old school, and he believed in his quarterback running. So, not the fact that I'm a running back, but in the situation that I ran, everything was wide open, so why not take the chance?
Doug, how much control do you have of the offense? Coach McKay sends all the plays in. Can you audibilize and pick your plays as line of scrimmage?
Well, yeah, he sent the plays in, but the defense, it's another defense that we really don't like, and we don't expect the play to go. I can either audible to a pass or run, either one I want to.
Doug, thanks very much. Congratulations. I want to tell you something. Jane Kennedy told me to say hello.
Okay, tell her I say hi.
Brent?
All right, Irv, thank you very much. And the main man for Doug was Ricky Bell. We'll track him down. And the NFL Today will continue on CBS in just a moment.
Okay, stand by. Roll Fran Talkington, Johnson Baby Shampoo.
When I wore a football suit, I had to shampoo every day, so I used Johnson's. Now that I'm wearing these, I still use Johnson's every day. Doesn't make sense to use anything harsh. Johnson's cleans gently. Everybody can tell you about no more tears, but I can tell you it won't dry out my hair. Leaves it looking thick and healthy. Get Johnson's Baby Shampoo from Johnson & Johnson. It's gentle enough to use every day.
Redford.
Go away. Go home. Fonda.
If you think you're getting away from me, you're not.
Electric. Well, I don't want to be no story.
You just rode down the Las Vegas Strip with somebody else's $12 million horse. Did you think we wouldn't notice? Robert Redford.
When was the last time you were surprised?
You.
Jane Fonda.
You were surprised.
The Electric Horseman. Rated PG. Now playing at selected theaters near you.
It was Tampa Bay's offensive line and a running back by the name of Ricky Bell who got the job done for the Buccaneers this afternoon. They controlled the clock on 2 long drives in the first half, and the Eagles never really recovered from that. Let's go back now to the locker room and Irv Cross.
Thanks very much, Brent. The first thing I asked Ricky a few seconds ago was that everybody was talking about playoff pressure. You're a young ball club. You didn't seem to crack. How did you feel coming into this game?
Well, everybody was loose after a couple of weeks after beating Kansas City in that rainstorm. We realized that a playoff game could be just like a regular season game. And with the fans that we have here in the Tampa Bay area, as fired up as they were, as fired up as we were, and our coaching staff, we knew that we were equal to the Philadelphia Eagles.
Ricky, you ran the ball 38 times today, set a playoff record as a ball carrier. Did you learn anything watching that Chicago Bear film? How did you feel you could break the Eagles defense down? You just ran them out of the ballpark.
Well, the thing that we realized about the Chicago-Philly game was that Chicago were in the game. They made a couple of mistakes, and we figured that the team that made the less mistakes could win the game, and we didn't turn the ball over but one time. That gave them a touchdown, but we played the game really soundly and just blew them out the whole day, just ran right at them.
Did you come into the game feeling that you might have to carry the ball 35 or 40 times? Did you feel you would just take what the defense gave you?
Well, I just take what the defense gave me, and we were moving the ball pretty well on the ground, so why change? Just keep, pushing them back, moving forward.
Ricky Bell, congratulations. 24-17 Tampa Bay. They take the next step. Brent?
All right, Irv, thank you very much. And let me throw in a personal note about Ricky Bell. He did not graduate from USC, but during the offseason, he has been going back to school and working toward that degree. Now, at halftime, Tampa Bay was ahead, largely because of those 2 long scoring drives and Ricky Bell. But when the second half began, it appeared as though the Philadelphia Eagles might rally and come back into it. Here was the pass to Carmichael, his first reception of the game. He got down to the 19-yard line of the Bucs, but the Eagles wound up settling for a field goal. It was 17-10 Tampa Bay. Then Dick Vermeil went to the short passing game, this one to Wilbert Montgomery. And he turned it loose for 30 yards, giving the Eagles great field position on the Buccaneers 38. But again, that Buccaneer defense rose to the occasion. Leroy Selman pouring in on top of Jaworski. At the time, it was 17-10. And then John McKay turned loose the man. He made his #1 draft choice, Ricky Bell. 26 yards down to the Eagle 23-yard line. And a great call here. This was 3rd down. They could have run. They could have gone to a conservative game and kicked the field goal. Instead, they threw it to Jimmy Giles. And how big that would turn out to be. Because with the clock running down, the Eagles would be going for it. Here's the pass to Smith. First down to the Buccaneer 37. And then finally, Jaws found the big man. 6 foot 8 inch Harold Carmichael. Carmichael got into the end zone. The Eagles had one more opportunity, but they could not make it good, and they lost it 24-17. Leroy Selman, number 63, was a tower of strength all game long. Back now to Irv Cross in the Tampa Bay locker room. Irv?
Brent, a tower of strength indeed. Now, I asked Leroy just a few seconds ago how he was able to put so much pressure on Ron Jaworski. Stan Walters, our offensive tackle, is our best pass blocker, but you're on Jaworski's back all day.
Well, I tell you, you just go out and work real hard. The coaches told us some things. They've gave us some things earlier in the week that we worked on quite a bit, and they proved successful, and you can't take anything away from him. He is an all-pro tackle.
Were you running stunts up there, or did you just take him one-on-one? After all, you're the best defensive end in football.
Well, I'll change up a little bit. I really went inside it quite a bit this game, more than I did usually, and I think that kind of confused him a little bit.
Larry, what was your feeling about playoff pressure coming in this game? Everybody's making a big deal out of the fact that the Bucs are young and would probably crack under the pressure. How did you feel?
No, hey, it was just wild and exciting for all of us, and we knew what the challenge was in front of us, and everybody just set their mindset, just for that challenge. And the coaches, they did a great job preparing us for the game.
Congratulations, Leroy. I want to tell you something. Jane Kennedy told me to say hello to you.
Hey, tell her I said hi.
Hey, Brent, take it away.
Thanks, Irv. Well, Jane, tomorrow, Dallas, L.A. How do you look at that one?
Well, you know what? A lot of people have so many different reasons why Dallas could win or lose and why L.A. could win or lose. But I think the key is going to be Roger Staubach cannot lose that game. He's going to win it for Dallas.
She's got the hot hand, Jimmy. She's the only one who thought Tampa Bay could win this game.
Well, we thought it'd be close anyway.
I didn't. I thought it'd be 31-10. And
you had the wrong side.
All right. We are now on our way to Dallas. We'll see you from there tomorrow. And so, for Kurt Dowdy, Hank Stram, Jack Whitaker, Irv Cross, Jimmy the Greek, and Jane Kennedy, I'm Glenn Musburger saying so long from Tampa, Florida, where the amazing Tampa Bay Buccaneers have eliminated the Philadelphia Eagles by a score of 24-17. The CBS Sports Spectacular is next. So long, everybody.
The NFL Today is a presentation of CBS Sports. This is CBS.
Join me, Denny Terrio, this week on Dance Fever with my very special guest, the Incredible Hulk, Lou Ferrigno. From Angie, Deborah Lee Scott. Comic actor, Fred Willard. And Tuxedo Junction, plus the country's greatest disco dancers competing for cash and prizes worth over $75,000. That's Dance Fever. Catch it.
Tonight at 7:30.
The only relationship I had with Selena was I stood by her at her trial when she needed me.
Under the circumstances, that was the least you could do.
What circumstances?
Oh, Ted, everybody in Peyton Place knew about you and Selena. I never thought I'd live to see it put down in black and white.
Well, that's just what I like about Allison's book. She makes it clear that anything beyond friendship between Selena and me happened in the minds of the people of this town. And what hurt Selena most was the gossip, not the facts.
Return to Peyton Place tonight at 11:30 on Channel 13.
I'm Charles Kuralt. I'm on the road during the week, but Sundays are special. So on our Sunday morning, we give you the latest news, but you might also see a moment of quiet nature or view the treasures of a boy king. We'll go behind the headlines with a weekly cover story from Richard Threlkeld, and Ray Gandolf will etch a sports portrait. There may also be a story to touch the heart. Join us this Sunday morning for something special.
WTVT, Tampa, St. Petersburg.
dramatic unfolding story of man's attempt to break the speed of sound in a land vehicle. Stuntman Stan Barrett's odyssey, which started last September on CBS, continues. A best-ever third-place finish for the U.S. men's gymnastics team at the World Championships. Our salute to those who made it possible, particularly Kurt Thomas, whom we honor as our Athlete of the Year. And a close look at the World Figure Skating Champions, including America's Linda Fratiani and Ty Babaloni and Randy Gardner as they get ready for the Winter Olympics. And you are looking live here at Texas Stadium in Irving, Texas, as the Los Angeles Rams, who have just come here from the West Coast,